I'm Raquel SSG, and we have Maura Kitty with us.
Yeah,
How's
yeah.
everyone doing tonight?
I'm doing all right. Yeah, sorry I was talking your ear off. Almost forgot why we were here.
Hey, last Sunday kid.
Hey,
Hello,
Raquel.
Raquel. Hello, night owls. Yes, we are night owls for sure.
Yeah,
But I wasn't really feeling good for the last couple of days.
that's
Early,
awesome.
earlier this week. Um, because I was kind of taken back because I woke up one morning, my nose was all stuffy as the heck.
Oh,
So I want to, I want to get some uh, uh, tissue for the nose. Um, you know, did my business, and
right.
I had blood in the tissue. Like,
Oh, dry sinuses. Ooh.
like, oh dear,
Oh, yeah,
this
yeah.
this isn't good. So yeah,
That's usually a sign of dried, like chapped side. Like you know how you get chapped lips. It's kind of similar to that.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, but not only that, I'm pretty sure I had at the same time, I had an allergic reaction to the pine pollen
You know, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't know that pine had pollen.
or
I'm not.
spores,
I'm,
whatever.
well, no, I'm not doubting you. I'm just like I just didn't
No,
know.
I know, or the, spores or something, or whatever you want to
I
call them.
heard cottonwood trees are pretty rough on people. And they got those little floofs that like fly through the air.
Yeah, spores, stuff like
Yeah.
that. I'm pretty sure I'm allergic to that. So not only I was dealing with snuff up with a dry nose, I was also dealing with allergic reaction to the pine spores as well.
Oh, that's
Oh,
probably what did it. That's probably what made you all stuffed up. It was a histamine reaction causing like your sinuses to puff up, and you probably in your air in your house is probably a little on the dry side, so that probably kind of did it too.
oh yeah, I have a humidifier in my room
Oh,
right now.
well, that probably does help.
Yeah, I was like, I need to get the humidifier out. Wish I did. And yeah, that's great. I need to refill it though before I go to bed tonight. But it's greatly helping that. But yeah, thank goodness it rained. It's been raining for a few days now. I'm like, great. It's washing the spores down the drain. I can breathe breathe easier now.
That's good.
Sometimes you just can't beat an extra cheesy, extra gooey, cheesy pizza. Yum. Yes, I did have some pizza for the dinner tonight. I was definitely feeling peckish for pizza tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And hello, pumpkin. Yes, pumpkin's around here somewhere.
Yay!
Oh, no worries. It's fine. Yeah, I'm sorry you're having that issue with your nose. Yeah, I'm feeling better now. But earlier this week, I wasn't really having it. It's like I need some relief. You don't need relief when you're like breathing through your mouth instead of your nose. Not a good feeling. But I'm fine now. Hopefully the pine spores are washing away with the rain, stuff like that.
Indeed.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I saw the two ducks in the pool yesterday. The mallard and the female duck. I'm like, well, that's the first sign of spring. Rather early, but I'll take it.
Oop, the cat's getting into something. Little Nuki seems to be having an emotional time right now.
Oh.
Yeah, she's walking around with her butt in the air going.
Is she still being teased?
Oh, she's in heat. Although the others are picking on her a little. Dankers is showing interest, and she's like, anybody but you. And he's like, and he can't do anything about it anyway. I don't know why he's even trying. I'm like, dude, you've been fixed. I don't think he knows it.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I was busy answering the doorbell for the pizza guy. I was there. I said hi when you mentioned the cheese pizza, dead man, and Mrs. Deadman stream. It sounded so good. Oh yeah, it extra cheesy. And don't skip on the sauce.
Oh yeah, gotta have the sauce. Gotta.
I hate when pizza places skip on the sauce. It's like don't put a very thin layer of it. Like dab it on there. Come on now. Like Domino's does it. Caesar, like haven't been to Little Caesars. I don't know how their uh how their pizzas do the sauce over there. Papa John's.
Oh yeah, they were good last I checked.
Well, they're going down the tubes in terms of commercials. And the head honcho really stepping down, so not doing too good at the moment. Other pizza places are there? I remember going to a pizza place when I was when I was still living in Tennessee at the time. It was called Mushroom Pizza.
Huh.
It really had good pizza too.
Nice.
Don't you just hate it when you have multiple cats and they just don't get along?
They're all right for the most part. It's not too bad.
I can definitely relate to this because my sister had a white Persian cat named Winston. And my cat Pumpkin did not like him one freaking bit. Yeah, so cause it led like it led me to have my cat move half of the day, so cat Winston could have the house to himself. And then later on the day, Winston has to go upstairs, and then Pumpkin will have the rest of the house. And I'm telling my sister, sis, these cats can't get along. It's unfair that they have to be put in a room for half a day. And and it was driving my cat Pumpkin crazy.
Oh, poor Pumpkin.
And I can't deal with this. And she's like, I understand. Thank goodness she it was during that whole coof thing, and thank gosh she actually found a place to the point, my cat didn't have to deal with that Persian cat Winston anymore. Yeah, it was tough for little Pumpkin.
Poor sweet Pumpkin.
Good evening, BK Dan. How are you?
Now, BK Dan.
Papa John's is okay, a little pricey, and Shack isn't really helping them bounce back from the John's issue. Shaquille or no, I think I said that wrong. Shaquille.
Yeah,
Shaquille O'Neal. Okay, yeah, I read that wrong.
I don't know what happened with Shaq and little Papa John's to know what the problem is on that. I heard some company wanted maybe Shaq or somebody to help their image, and he was like, "Oh no, I'm not going to help you from your bullshit." Well, I don't know if it was Papa John's or who it was.
Let's see here, Papa John's.
We're doing okay, BK Dan, and how are you?
How are you, Lee, doing tonight? I'm doing good, just relaxing before winding down for the night, and have to get up early tomorrow morning. Let's see here. hey, last Sonic K, what? Remind me, what was the Papa John's issue? Surviving barely. Not been a wonderful few days. I am sorry to hear that, PK Dan. Outside Domino's, I don't know what chain piece of places you have where you are in Texas. And of course, Mom and Pops, no clue. Shaquille actually invests in companies you see him in commercials for. Yeah, I know that, but it was something about the head of Papa John's.
Oh wait, I think Papa. Oh yeah, I think he like did some sexual assault shit or something.
Oh, that's why.
Something like that, or maybe it was like money laundering or something. I don't remember what the fuck he did. Like, yeah, oh, sexual harassment. That's what it is. Sexual harassment. That's what he's saying. Okay. Hey, Shifty.
Hey, Shifty Gizm.
Oh,
I think it was
sexual
harassment accusations. John got in trouble for quoting racist comments by Colonel Sanders.
What the fuck? Or are we just being silly? Like,
damn, that's not good. Hello.
Yeah, Shifty.
I thought there was some in the lines of around there. He got in trouble, and I think he had to step down as the head person for Papa John's. Yeah. So what? Yeah, he stepped down as CEO of Papa John's. So I'm assuming Shaquille O'Neal is the poster boy for Papa John's now, I guess. What
probably
it
a better
like.
choice. I'd say.
He made comments to the board, got tossed. Shaquille brought into the company to help repair image. Oh yeah, I definitely believe that. But how? I wonder how they snagged Shaquille O'Neal for that, though.
I don't know. Probably, I don't know, he probably just seems likable.
Well, yeah, he is really likable. I'm just wondering how, like, a pizza place snagged Shaquille O'Neal to do commercials for them.
I don't know. Probably called his agent and like, hey, you know what would be awesome?
Hey, Shifty Gibson, you could be right too. It got weird, like out of nowhere. So it turned like left field, I guess. Well, you're getting meaning rude, unkind comments to the board. Yeah, you're gonna get your ass handed to you.
Right?
You don't bite the hand that feeds you.
Indeed.
As for pizza, we got a wing and pies in town that blows away death discs. Wait, what are death discs? Are you talking about pizzas?
I think so.
Wait a minute, I never heard of a pizza company being called death discs.
I haven't either, but it sounds kind of hilarious.
I hear them call them frisbees, but nothing like that. They go for big athletes. Peyton Manning was their spokesperson for years before. Oh, yeah, remember that. Yeah, he was. Domino's. Yeah, like when I was like, for a long time when I was like growing up, I didn't like Domino's because to me they were like very paper thin and they taste like cardboard. So that's why I really liked Pizza Hut more than Domino's. But but for a while now, I've been hearing they're good. So I've been assuming the up their ingredients since then. So I wouldn't mind trying them again at some point. Domino's Justice. Yeah, let's see any local pizza joints like, near me. Let's see here. There's a lot of pizza places, but most of them I never heard of. Who needs delivery when you got Franchetta?
Bruschetta.
Bruschetta? I would say what was that? It's a Pizza Hut. No, not Pizza Hut. It's a pizza something. Get it at the grocery store. Yeah, DiGiorno. DiGiorno pizza. You get it in the grocery store. Those are good.
Yeah, those are pretty good.
Honestly, between Shaquille and Peyton, I check out Shaquille stuff. Peyton always came across as self-centered peen to me.
Yeah, he's saying that Peyton Manning comes across as a dick.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Peyton Manning is I think he's the Patriots, New England Patriots, I think. I'm not sure. I don't
know. In all seriousness, I'll go all the way back to Pizza Hut. Had a salad bar and a pizza bar, both all you can eat. You can get dessert pizzas at Pizza Hut too. I was a gift fan. A gift fan? Do you mean big fan?
It's probably a big fan
of Palermo's frozen pizza, but Walmart quit selling them altogether a while back. I'm sorry to hear that. Pizza Hut is deader than Papa John's. 1 PH in my city with really small delivery zone. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh, my bad. Apparently it's the Colton Broncos. I thought he was with the
Peyton played for the Colts and then the Broncos, won a Super Bowl with each.
I thought one of them.
Yeah.
I think he's got a brother. Maybe his brother is.
Wow. That's cool. That's really cool.
Indeed.
I forget his brother's name.
Eli.
Ah, yes.
Weirdly, you don't pay attention to football. Oddly enough, I had that ready to go. I don't know why.
Eli, man.
Eli. Yeah, I don't know why I had that just ready to go.
He's a football quarterback.
Oh, his brother played for the Giants. Oh, my bad. Oh, wait. Oh, Tom Brady was New. Oh, okay. Yeah, my bad on that. So I thought Peyton Manning. I thought it was something to do with the New England Patriots and having that deflated football. Maybe they were playing them. Maybe that's what I'm thinking.
He's with the Giants right now.
Apparently so.
Okay. How old is he? 43. Rather old for a football player. But
I'm right, but yeah, apparently they're able to do it longer and longer these days. I'm like, all right, go on with your bad self.
Wait, he has there's another Manning brother called Cooper?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Cooper. He's 49. Not a football player, but he has been he is a American abattoir.
Oh.
No, that's not how you say it.
Well, I can't see. Oh, let me scroll down to see.
Entrepreneur. Getting it wrong. Whatever.
Are you seeing this? It's really like confusing me.
I'll just show it on screen.
Okay, that will help because I'm so lost. So I'm looking at what you're highlighting. Oh, okay. I thought it was what comment you had highlighted, and I was like, how the? Oh, I've seen him before. I don't remember on what, but I think I've seen him in some comedy. I didn't realize.
Yeah, that was the word I was trying to.
Entrepreneur.
Entrepreneur. Thank you.
This would be like self-starting type. Like starts business shit. Okay, that's wild.
Post football career.
But they are all in football. Good Lord.
Played a little bit of football, but then he went on to TV shows and stuff like that.
Hey, works for you.
And then you have Peyton Manning. He's like 47. So he had 3 older brothers, Cooper, Peyton, and Eli.
I bet they better take care of their parents in their old age, since I'm sure she took them to football practice.
Right. Yeah, they did. Peyton Manning was at Indianapolis Colts and Denver Broncos. Tom Brady was NE Patriots and TB Buccaneers. I don't really pay attention to sports. You can see why.
We're talking a lot more about sports than I'm used to.
Yeah, his brother played for the Giants. Okay, Elon Manning played for the New York Giants. They're both retired. Oh, they both retired. Oh, I thought Eli was still playing. Never mind. Wow, even Cooper is younger than me.
Yeah.
Brady is 0 for 2 against Eli, and SB Peyton never beat Brady to get a SB. I'm assuming a Super Bowl ring or something like that. That's what you're saying? I don't know. I don't pay attention to sports. Yeah, no. I'm not a tomboy. I just put it that way. American sports confused my English as, "Hey, Cosmic, how are you?"
Yeah.
Hey guys, I am multi-streaming on Twitch, so if you want to check me out on Twitch, just go in the description of the stream and click on my link tree. You'll see the link for my Twitch profile there. Their dad Archie was a quarterback for the New Orleans Saints in the 70s. He never won a Super Bowl. Aww. Only sport I follow is sports entertainment. All right, gotcha. But that's wild. Like, I guess you could say Peyton Manning really wanted to bring a Super Bowl to his dad or to his family.
I can see that.
Yeah. Huge week for sports entertainment, both good and really bad. It is an interesting question. Why did they call it a Super Bowl? Is it like a very big bowl?
Right. I don't know.
All right, let's Google this out. Why do they call it a Super Bowl? Let's see. This is what Google says here. It was Lamar Hunt, the main founder of the American Football League and owner of the Kansas City Chiefs, who came up on the term Super Bowl. As his son, Lamar Hunt Jr., explained, the idea came from his Super Bowl toy. Well, there you go. I don't have a Twitch. I have C instead. LOL. Makes sense now. Sanity is restored. Uh, Brad, Brady lost to Eli in the Super Bowl twice. Penton never beat Brady, and the Patriots took a
Okay, so they all right. So that's why I was thinking. I thought that
advance to a
the
Super Bowl.
Patriots
Okay,
and
okay.
okay, that makes sense now.
You this week's good. Bad after 2025 on Monday anyway. Wait, what? You this week's good. Bad after January 2020. January 2020. Yeah. 225 on a Mondays anyway. I don't get it.
I'm confused too.
For sports entertainment. Okay.
I just smile and nod, but do not know what's happening.
Yeah. Sorry, BK Dan, I'm not really sure what you're talking about. I'm not really much of a sports person. Now the week took a big dip into the bad with the McMahon stuff.
McMahon. Yeah, it's pronounced McMahon.
And
I don't.
then
Clear.
what have I heard that name before?
Oh, it's some wrestling. He's like this guy who's more or less in charge of the wrestling group or something.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's where I heard it from. What he's talking about is Raw is going to Netflix in January next year and will be behind a paywall.
Oh, okay.
Well, oops. Well, I mean, it already is on cable.
So now they're going to make people have to pay for something that was already free, jackasses that they are.
That's not good.
This is crony capitalist bullshit. Capitalism is okay. Crony capitalism, not so much. Don't
look into the Vince McMahon stuff. It's gross.
We will not.
We will not. Thank you for a heads up. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Because I don't want to know.
Colts, Broncos, and Patriots are in the AFC.
Oh, he sold the company.
Giants are NFC. Super Bowl is AFC champs vs NFC champs. Okay. I'll take your word for it. WWE. Is he talking WE now? Apparently so. Vince sold the company a while back, no longer in charge. I get it.
Okay, my bad. Well, I figured that he was sort of in charge. I just didn't know he sold it, but I was doing my best to try to explain kind of who he was because I don't know much about him. So
I love WWF and WCW as a kid. It was so big over here back in the 80s. Okay. Actually, the same company that owns WWE also owns UFC already. The Rock is on that board. Yeah, he's still I know, in terms of The Rock, I knew him as an actor than I knew him as a wrestler. Like, I didn't no idea he was a wrestler before he came be an actor.
Sorry. I left for a second. I heard my daughter making a noise. I couldn't tell if she was laughing or crying, but I figured I'd come make sure she was laughing. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Like, Moira, did you know, like, The Rock has the wrestler before he was an actor?
Yeah.
For me, it was, like, the opposite. I knew him as an actor.
Yeah, he was doing wrestling like the early 2000s, the late, like, 1998 to the early 2000s. He was kind of popular there. I remember seeing him when he was, a lot younger back when he was wrestling. I didn't watch it, but, like, I sometimes hung out with people who did watch it.
Yeah, I knew him as
so funny how he became an actor. I was like, no fucking way.
Oh no, I knew him as an actor before I found out he was a wrestler. I'm like, what? You're gonna be kidding me.
Well, I hate to say it, but we are about 10 years in age difference.
Right. And he had more hair on top of his head.
Right? Well, I think he was just going for that tough guy bald look.
And the WWE network's going away with the Netflix deal too. I see. bring back Ultimate Warrior and Hulk Hogan. Those were the days. Hulk Hogan has been too many injuries, and he's like getting old.
Yeah, that would be very rough on him.
Yeah. I mean,
I guess we can have.
I'm pretty sure, like, you know, I used to watch the I say within the first season, I used to watch the Hulk Hogan show with his wife, his ex-wife now. His ex-wife, I think Linda, what's her name? I might be getting that wrong. And her, you know, the two children, Nick and what's her name?
Some blonde girl and some boy. I don't know who he is.
Let me look up. Hulk Hogan. Yeah, Brooke.
Ah, there we go. That sounds
yeah,
good.
his ex-wife was was Linda, and they had children, Brooke and Nick. Of course, Nick got in trouble with that drag race he had.
Oh dear, I didn't know about that.
Of course, yeah. Like you didn't hear about that?
No, not at all, my dear. Not at all.
Oh, he was like, you know, it was a vehicle. You know, he's into more sports, fast cars. So I think it was like 2006. He was driving a yellow Lamborghini. And it caught on fire.
Oh shit!
Yeah, no, you know, that wasn't the only accident with the car with, having a vehicle. Let's see. I believe, of course, he got a speeding ticket after that. I believe let's see, it was 2007. Was involved in a serious car crash. I'm trying to remember. Yeah. Yeah. They were like, I guess they were like, I remember they were going to get something to eat. They were in the car driving it was like a yellow, some kind of yellow supercar. I don't really think it was a Lamborghini or anything like that. But it was driving in the outside lane.
Oh,
and it fishtailed and spun around across the road, crashing into the median strip into the palm tree, and the impact destroyed the car. Thank God, Nick and his friend, his passenger, John, were like flown to the medical center. Nick was released. He was okay. Sadly, unfortunately, the passenger, John, was not wearing a seatbelt.
Oof.
The eye and the brain injuries he sustained are at that time to be expected to leave him in nursing home for the rest of his life.
That's rough.
Yeah. So very sad, unfortunate accident. But this is why you should always wear a seatbelt. We're in the vehicle.
Indeed.
Yeah, very sad. Very sad. It definitely reminds me what happened to Ryan Dunn.
Oh yeah.
In Jackass, and I still believe that to this day. Bam has never fully recovered from that loss.
Yeah, he became a real fucking mess.
Yeah.
I think
still is. He last I heard,
or tried to.
last time I heard of him, he was like he was he was supposed to be at the rehab center, and he bounced.
Oh shit. Uh-oh.
Yeah, that's like the last time I heard that. Um, Bam Margera. Yeah, 40 years old.
Damn.
And let's see. Yeah, he relapsed less than a month later on June 15th of 2022 and was reported missing after fleeing his rehab center.
Dang. That's
Damn. You're not supposed to do that, buddy. Rehab's supposed to help you for a reason. He was found and voluntarily returned to rehab after had gone for a week. He was returned with the police escort since he was in the nope, that's not what it's called. Not rehabilitation facility under court order. On June 26th, he was reported missing again after fleeing his rehab center for the second time. Dang.
good grief.
He was found and checked into a new treatment facility on June 27th, 2022. He was spotted at the bar after fleeing rehab once again for a third time on December 4th, 2022. On September 25th of that same year, it was reported that he was caught intoxicated in the bar in Atlanta, Georgia, amid rehab problems. Jesus.
Yeah, that's quite a lot going on.
December 9th, he was hospitalized and put on a ventilator
Oh
due
shit.
to pneumonia. Nope. Pneumoma. Did I say that right? Why can I even talk today? Jesus. You pneumonia. You think? Yeah, that's it. Thank you, tongue.
Pneumonia?
Pneumonia. Yeah. And the coof. He was released from the hospital the next day. His friend Steve O, on his own podcast, said he was also suffered from 5 seizures during his stay at the hospital. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, poor guy.
March 29th, 2023, was arrested for public intoxication.
Oof.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That poor guy needs help.
Indeed.
TKO is the company Ford when UFC's owner Endeavor brought WWE last year. Deal finalized December 12th, 2023. All right. Rock's got to end up president one day. He said people approached him this year saying they had researched he beat Trump and Biden. Well, that's what Kanye West said like years ago. He was going to run for president. Okay, where's the proof?
Right.
I'll see it when I believe it. Actually, Dwayne Johnson is the second wrestler to use the name Rock. First was Don the Rock Morocco from the mid 80s. Did not know that. I heard rumor that The Rock is 1 out of 2 movies. I don't have enough time to check the fatality of that, however. All right, I guess, you start stating it back to me, I guess. Terry Bola can barely walk and stand up straight from all the back injuries. He's actually almost 3 inches shorter today than when he wrestled 20 years ago.
Bang.
Yeesh, painful. Always wear seatbelts. Indeed. In Dwayne's case, Rock is shortened from Rocky when he wrestled as Rocky Maeva, honoring the legacy of both sides of his family: Dad, Rocky Johnson, Matt, GF, Peter Maeva. I might be saying that wrong. Sorry. Seatbelts. I remember when shoulder straps weren't a real thing yet. Jeez. Hulk later got outed for making racist comments, and then when asked to apologize to the WWE locker room, he instead told them, "Don't get caught." LOL. People kind of hate him now, and WWE is gonna possible give his title reign record to Roman Reigns. Oh, so my first car had a shoulder strap that would close on you once car started and release when you opened a door. A Chevy Chevrolet. I remember when shoulder belts were first introduced. They were attached to the headliner, and you actually had to attach it to the lap belt yourself. I don't remember that.
Yikes.
I do remember, this is like back in the 90s. There was no button to start the engine. Okay, you have to actually turn the key to start the car. Okay.
Push start, yeah.
And second of all, there was no button to roll down the window. So you have to there was actually a handle to roll down the windows.
Yeah, I've had some cars like that.
Yeah. Yeah. And also there were no GPS in the car too.
Yeah.
You actually have to use a paper map.
Yeah, that was crazy. I don't know. I also remember those days the pizza place was like, we'll be there in 30 minutes or less. I'm like, how the fuck you find anything? How did we find shit?
I don't know. Most collectible versions of cars of that vintage still have the shoulder belts still attached to the headliner as installed in factory unused. Angela creates. Hello, what is this live? What's this live about? Just hanging out? Yeah, we're just hanging out. Hello. How are you? It was on the live page, so I stopped to say, "Hey y'all, hey Angela, how are you? Hope you have a good rest of your evening." Yeah, we're just like talking about old cars. Hey, rough girl, how are you doing?
Hey, rough girl.
Hello. Long time no see. Yeah, back in the day, it's like actually handled the door down the windows. No GPS. Had to use paper map and stuff like that. There was no start button to start the engine. You actually had to turn the key to start the engine. That kind of technology isn't really around anymore. Yeah, they certainly have come a wrong way since then.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really sure if I have my old CD player. I guess I can just check it out and see if if I still have it. I don't know.
I kept messing up all mine when I was young.
But sing it. I just called to say hi. I was in that day. It was wonderful. Mm-hmm. Ralph Nader published a book called Unsafe at Any Speed in the early 1970s about the Chevrolet Cover.
Yep.
It was a rear-engined American sports car that would flip over after 50 miles an hour.
Oh, good Lord.
No nose weight. Oof, damn.
Yikes.
I can say the same thing for those cars that have suicide doors.
Yeah, those are cool. I like those though. Those are cool looking. On the right car, it looks cool. Like old school cars.
Right. I miss it. I miss the old station wagon. Oddly enough.
Had a family of 12 in that shit. We all died together.
Oh yeah.
It was also made of like really good metal, so it would be hard to kill you all.
Yeah, like I remember like as a kid, my mother had a big white van, right? The back of the back of the van, two row seats will, go down and make it like a mattress. You can sleep on, right? And then in the front of like the front back seat, there was like a small 2-box TV you can watch TV on. I would never have that van. I love that van. I miss that van. LOL, I'm 50 but feel 30. Ah, nice. It's definitely.
Nice.
Well, I mean, I know like in my 30s, but I do still feel like in my 20s sometimes.
That's good. Me, I feel every bit of my 40s. Like,
oh. I'm a number Pinto too, and of course the DeLorean, the Gremlin, the Rabbit. The Pinto I'm not that familiar with, but the DeLorean, hell yeah. Back to the Future.
Yep.
I don't have have it put away right now, but I do have like, let's see, it's like a poster, but it has all 3 movie posters of all of the Back to the Future movies. And I was actually fortunate enough to meet Christopher Lloyd himself.
Ooh.
So I do have it autographed and stuff, but I haven't put it away. Because of that book, shoulder belts were introduced, but took another decade before they were factory installed as we know them today. Okay. Yes, I talked my parents into getting that van. I used to watch the TV while in the driveway as a kid, LOL. Aww. Factoid. The Chevy company had to rename the Chevy Nova when they sent it to Brazil. BC Nova means no-go. Ah, I see. The Ladybug car, I like that one. That looks really nice. And then the Mini Cooper, that's also a nice car too. Now, has the Oscars already over and done with?
6? I'm not sure.
I don't know. Let's see. Oh, it has not begun yet. It starts at March 10th.
Okay.
I'm not gonna watch it. Are you?
I used to watch it. I used to watch it with her. That was like way back in the day.
Hey, Pete, how are you? I hope you're feeling better. I hope you're feeling better.
Indeed. Yeah, you had a heck of a time going on there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not gonna watch the Oscars. I haven't really watched it in a couple of years now because it's just boring, really.
Bunch of rich people patting each other on the back, like okay.
It used to be fun, and you just got all the fun out of it, really.
Yeah. And plus, it doesn't help. We know that half of them are pedos.
It's like it's like not the Super Bowl, but it's like, remember the time that, that concert with Justin Timberlake and Janet Jackson.
Oh yeah, that poor
You
girl.
remember that? Remember that? I remember that. I was like in high school during that time. Once that happened, every popular band in the football stadium was not welcome because of that.
Yeah, it was wild. Like they made such a
For years. For years.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that one incident with the wardrobe kind of,
That
definitely.
poor girl, and you know that asshole did that to her on purpose for attention. The look on her face when she was down to cover
that's
herself
where
up.
I'm trying to figure, was it really on purpose or was it just like a fashion opa kind
I
of
think because why else would he reach up and pull down? He did that to her, and she looked freaked out when she saw it. She was like, "Oh my god!"
Like, hold on, like, why is that part of that outfit was buttoned? In my opinion, why wasn't like that?
It was just maybe the way it was designed, but still.
I don't know.
But still, it was fucked up for him to do that.
Right. Like, okay, you're at a football event, dude.
Right.
There's kids and families right there. And thanks to that, any a very popular singer or a very popular band was not welcome to the. It was the football, the Super Bowl, right? I think it was the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it was Super Bowl.
Yeah, it was the Super Bowl. Ever like for a very long time, a very popular artist or band was not welcomed into the Super Bowl because of that for a long time.
Yeah, I think the Super Bowl. I think the people who run the Super Bowl had to pay like a lot of money to like the FCC or somebody for public indecency or some shit. They had to pay a fine.
Yeah. How about the pregnant roller skate smart cars? Nope, not just ring a bell. I'd rather be caught expired in a coffin than a smart car. Ouch.
Yeah.
The Oscars developed into a bunch of woke, backslapping, boring, annoying, and too much politics.
Yeah.
Yeah, Phil, you there, right there. Cosmic. Classic rock bands halftime shows for years after that fiasco. Now we have mostly talented social influencers for halftime shows. Yep, that's pretty much it. Right there. Classic rock bands after that fiasco with Justin Timberlake and Janet Jackson. It was like that for years, and now, thankfully, it's not like that anymore. But it's like, yeah, I pretty much agree with you last time. Okay, it's like, meh. Is anyone excited for the Indiana Jones and the Great Circle video game coming up? I think March. I think.
Huh.
But it's only available on PC and Xbox, not PlayStation, which I don't like. I was telling you this before, Moira. It's like the Great Circle. Doesn't sound like a title for Indiana Jones, and it sounds too generic.
Sounds a bit weird.
Yeah. Started going back to sports. What year was the government malfunction? Oh,
2005 or some shit.
Justin Timberlake and
I'm gonna guess it's like probably close to 2005 ish.
And Janet Jackson. Let's see. 2004.
I was only off by a year.
So I was like pretty much a freshman in high school at that time. Led to an immediate crackdown and widespread discourse on perceived indecency in broadcasting.
Mm.
During the Super Bowl, all things.
Right.
Let's see. The Federal Communications Commission fined CBS for indecency violation for $27,000 and increased it to $325,000.
What?
They eventually fined CBS a record of $5,000 for the incident. Yikes.
Indeed. Hi, Muffin.
The beautiful cat has water.
Hey, Chris.
Hi, Raquel. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Great. Thanks for asking.
Mm-hmm. Did you see the last Disney Indiana Jones? Crap, I really hope not. LOL, terrible stuff. I hope that game isn't along the same lines. No, I haven't. I haven't watched any of the. And to be honest, Cosmic, I haven't watched any of the Indiana Jones films because I'd rather not see someone's face being melted off and into a golden coffin, or someone in the cave getting super old to the point their skeleton while drinking the Holy Grail. I'd rather not see that. Thank you. I would play the new indie game, but my system can't handle the newest games. Ah, hey, Panda Wannabe. I'm assuming you had the PS4. Like what? Well, that if you do have a PS4, that wouldn't be impossible anyway because it's not available on PlayStation, only on Xbox. Which version of the Xbox? I wonder. I can't. I losing track. XS, Xbox One. Let's see here. Yeah, Xbox Series X and S will be only available on those two consoles, and it'll also be on Windows, aka PC. February 4th, 2004. First, sorry. Thank you. Have forgotten what year. No problem. The NE Patriots won the second of their first 3 Super Bowls with that malfunction. I believe you. Saber Squirrel. Saber Doom Squirrel. Hello. I have the Xbox One S with a disk drive. Okay, sweet. Yeah, I don't like the only Xbox I have is the Xbox 360, but they shut down all the servers for that just recently. So yeah. I'm assuming it's gonna be pretty much the same for the PS4 sooner or later, unfortunately. So I'm like, there's a lot of games like, there's some other games I like to play that are not on the PlayStation, like the Sea of Thieves and this game, in Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, and some of the few other games too, like the first 2 Witcher games, for example. But I'm not gonna buy every version of the Xbox just to play those few games. I thought would just be more easier, and it makes sense to get a PC and play those games on the PC without, buying every version of the Xbox. Because that's just a waste of money to me. Okay, I want to get this version of the Xbox, the original. And how many versions of the Xbox are there? To the, 5, I think. Hold on a minute, let me check. Let's see here. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, Xbox 360, and then Xbox One, and then now the Xbox Series X and Series S. Weird naming for the Xbox. But yeah, I'm not gonna get like the original Xbox, the Xbox One, and the Xbox Series X and Series S, just to play a few games on those consoles. It's just a waste of money, in my opinion. It makes more sense just to get a PC and play those few games on PC than just buying, you know, um, 5 consoles. It just makes sense just to buy one device, which is the PC, and play a few games on there, rather than buying 5 consoles of the Xbox and playing a few games on those consoles. It's just a waste of money, in my opinion. It just makes sense to just go for the PC route. Haha, those scenes are very gross. Yeah. Excuse me. Rest of the original movies are not so harsh, though. The second movie does have a very disgusting dining scene in it, though. Need to close your eyes for that one. Thanks for the heads up, Cosmic. They're moving it over to Game Pass. Okay. Hey, Night City Crafts. How are you doing? Hope you're doing good. 4. Hey, Mikey Susie. Mikey Suze 4. How are you doing? Xbox 360, One series, not to mention subversions of X and S. Yes. Yep. Pretty much there's like 5 consoles. A really weird name system of the Xbox, in my opinion. Fun factoid, Super Bowl 38 was the first SB to be scheduled to be played in the month of February. Super Bowl 36 only wound up in February because of the September 11th. Yeah. Don't forget the Xbox X. Yep, I haven't forgot about it. Problems with my connection have gotten worse, but I'll explain more later. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. 1X I meant. Yeah, I know what you meant. Yeah. I'd love to get myself a PC, but like right now I just don't really have the time for it. And I don't really have the time to do research for it right now. Of course I'd like to get one soon. It's just like I prefer doing it when I'm not so busy right now. I don't know where Maury went, but hopefully she'll be back. Yeah. Xbox 360, Xbox One,
Meow. Sorry.
Xbox Series X, and Series S. Why don't you just name it Xbox 1, 2, 3,
What?
4, 5? Not these ridiculous names for the Xbox.
Yeah, why they gotta be extra like that? Sorry, I was talking to Muffin and then I had to make cocoa.
No worries. Yeah, it's like the first console was Xbox. The second one was Xbox 360. Okay, that's fine. And then the third one was Xbox One. Wait, that's confusing. Isn't the first Xbox should be like known as the first one? And then you have the Xbox Series X and then Series S. Like, just call it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like, there you go. Like PlayStation did. Super
Exactly.
easy.
Exactly. Hello, Miles. Hello, Night City.
Hey, Mr. Miles. Exactly. Why is the third console called Xbox One?
That's whose comment
They
you were
just
reading.
numbered them 1, 2, 3, 4, like PlayStations. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The original Xbox should be called, Xbox, or the original Xbox that came out like in the year 2001 is the first console. Then the second one, obviously, is Xbox 360. The third one, Xbox One, should not be called Xbox One. Should be called Xbox 3, and then Xbox Series X and Series X should be called 4 and 5.
Yeah, they're
It makes more. It makes more sense.
Oh, hello, Doom Squirrel. Meow meow.
It's because Microsoft has no clue what it's doing. Obviously,
Correct.
with the title of the Xboxes, Raquel, why doesn't Nora know who I am? Have you not told her?
When would she have told me?
I thought I already did
When?
a while ago.
Fuck, I don't remember. Who is it?
I'll put it in the private chat.
Okay, fine. God dang it. Is it somebody I don't like? Because
No.
I said hi, and you're like, why doesn't she know who I am? And I'm thinking to myself, well, that's the name you came in with. And two, is it unusual that I say hello to you? Oh yeah, okay, so yeah, that's not weird that I would say hello. And besides,
I'm just,
I was wondering.
perfect. You know what I mean. Just like I don't want to give out your real name or anything like that. So
Exactly. Yeah, I'm trying not to blow your cover. You ever thought of that?
Yeah. Raquel and Kitty, you sent.
I sent you both the Facebook messages the last few days not to share on air. I did not share shit. I didn't even share it with
Okay,
Raquel.
that's fine.
I didn't even share it with
I
Raquel.
haven't shared anything anyway, so thank you for the heads up. She doesn't want us listening to know who it is. No.
No, we don't
Part of the cool group. No, it's not it. We're
just not trying to throw out people's government name.
Yeah.
Even though I don't actually know if the other one is his actual government name or not. I don't know.
The PlayStation was originally as a Nintendo console. Did not know that.
Okay, I did not know that either. That's crazy.
Don't get into what Nintendo calls their consoles. That is really confusing. Starting from the NES, we have Super NES, N64, GameCube, the Wii, the Wii U, and I lost count from that point. Well, that makes a little bit more sense to me than.
It still sounds like a mess.
It sounds a little bit of a mess, but it makes more sense to me than the Xbox. And if that makes sense.
Aww. What's that?
Pish, I could care less so well. Look for the messages. I already sent them. All right, I'll look them.
I just checked.
I'll look them later. BK Dan. Yeah, that's like I can like that. Even though it's a little bit messy, it's more understanding than the Xbox. In my opinion, really. Yeah, the PlayStation was made but never released. They partnered with Sony to make it and try to power play on them. Sony flipped them the bird and did it solo. Legally had to call it. ouch. Sony and Nintendo were going to go in on the same console as a joint venture. Then Nintendo screwed Sony at CES with the 64. All right. PlayStation instead of PlayStation. Okay. Yeah, my PlayStation wasn't the original, but it wasn't the PS2. It was from the later in the original PS era, but not launched as a PS2. I don't have the original first PlayStation console. I played some of the. I played some of the PS1 games that I had on the PS2 console because they were backwards compatible. Yeah, and ever since then, like I have been with PlayStation since then. PS2.
I gotta go check because I think we might have the original PlayStation somewhere in here. Hold on.
Yeah, I have the PS2. I have the thin version and the really thick version of the PS2, and then I had the PS3, PS4, PS5. But I'd like to get my hands on the original PlayStation console. That is, I would say, refurbished, in decent condition. Really doesn't have any too many tech problems with it. I'm really iffy buying anything tech related on eBay. It was Sony fell out with them before they shipped it out. There was only one prototype. Wow. Factoid: Sony has a 40% of Doctor Who property IP. Oh, okay. PC Master Race. Sabers says I remember playing the Simpsons Hit and Run on PS2. Oh, I don't really remember that. I remember SpongeBob, but that's about it. I remember when Sega made consoles, the Master System, the Genesis, Mega Drive in the UK, the Saturn, and the Dreamcast. Then they threw in the towel and just made Sonic the Hedgehog games for other people. Ah ha ha. Oh, you're forgetting one thing, Cosmic. You forgot about the GameCube. The purple GameCube box. Yeah, my cousin played the Sonic. I think it was Sonic the Hedgehog's. Let's see. I think it was Sonic the Hedgehog. Yeah, I think it was Sonic Adventure 2. Yeah. I remember I was at my cousin's place playing Sonic Adventures 2 on the GameCube. My PlayStation was a little less boxy looking as the original PlayStation. That also means there is a PlayStation controller made by Nintendo. It's weird to look at. Right. GameCube, codename Dolphin. Personal factoid: I bought my first OG PlayStation just to be able to play Final Fantasy VII. Sweet! Enjoy the game. I also think Clint on LGR had a chance to mess with it. Maybe. GameCube was Nintendo, not Sega, unless my mind has melted with age. Let's see. GameCube.
Okay, I can't get the other drawer open.
Says Nintendo, Cosmic. So you're right. It was Nintendo, not Sega.
That top drawer has a VCR and 2 original Nintendos in it.
Sweet. I recently just found my PS2 console. I have 2 versions of the PS2. I have the really thick one and the really thin one. Which I have both of them. I have I don't know where the the controllers or the cables for it. I don't know where they are right now, but they're somewhere.
Holy shit. I think Night City might know how my room is. Like, highlight that because I got to show you something.
Morris, just use some fireworks to get into the drawer.
How did you know there's fucking fireworks next to the drawer?
Oh shit!
What the fuck? That's crazy. The drawer is like right there.
Why? She usually put those
My fingers.
outside, like in the garage or something.
Nope, it's in here with me. So the drawer is right there that I can't pry open. The top one I can, the bottom I can't, and there is literally fireworks right next to it. How the fuck?
You psych it,
That's
Mr.
amazing.
Crafts.
That is hilarious. I'm
Moira, we used to stream back in the day.
Righto. And now I feel like an apple. But yeah, but the fireworks are relatively new. I had them since like last July 4th, so like before they weren't there.
The Cube was Nintendo. PlayStation V2 was called PS1. Before it was PSX. Then later it was the PS Slim. Yep. I have like both of them. I have the thick version of the PS2 and the thin one of the PS2. Sega made the Dreamcast and died. Woo.
Oh, your dream died.
Jeez, I love the heck out of Final Fantasy 7 and 8. Two of my favorite games of all time. Yeah, I love Final Fantasy 7. Squall Leon. I think Squall Leon is from. Well, I know he was seen in Kingdom Hearts and Kingdom Hearts 2.
Oh man, I ran out of marshmallows with my cocoa. Fuck.
Yeah, he was an 8. So you're correct on that, Cosmic. 7 and 8. Yeah, those are my favorite. Those are my two favorite ones. But there's another one I really like, though. I forget the name of it. I know it's Final Fantasy something. I just can't remember which number it is.
Oh, see.
Let's see. Is it 6? No, not 6. What about 9? Nope, not 9. Not 10. No. Here it is. Final Fantasy 12. Yeah, so Final Fantasy 7, 8, and 12 are my top 3 favorites. My buddy has a Sega Genesis. He plays Sonic like crazy then. We also played against each other in EA and HL. I once scored a face-off one-timer on him in a game and still don't know how I did it. Pretty lucky. She's stalking you? He's a spy? What? Moira, we used to stream back in the day. Close your blinds. She's sorry, lol.
Oh no, he was saying he was a spy. I was like, how do
Okay,
you know the fireworks
give
there?
me a link, okay? Okay, I'll give you a link. Why not? I'll send it to you on Discord.
And I don't have blinds. I have blackout curtains. So there ain't no looking through there for nothing.
And done. A VCR in your drawer. That's what I have in my drawers. LOL. There was a 3 version of the original PlayStation that I know of. Okay. The original boxy one, the second one that was much more rounded, and the PS Slim, and it was tiny compared to the other two. Kingdom Hearts started on the PS2. No, not Fantasy 4. It's Final Fantasy 12. Original PlayStation was original PlayStation and the PS2 were some of the best days of my life. PS1 was a remake of a smaller case. Final Fantasy 10 and 12 were on the PS2. I don't know what happened to the 11. I think it was an online multiplayer thing. Maybe. Metal Gear Solid, FF7, FF8, and Lunar, and so many more. Pretty much. Yeah, Mr. Miles, my PS was the rounder looking one. I've seen pictures of the original first PlayStation. To jog my memory, it wasn't that one. It definitely wasn't the Slim. I never played 12. I played 10, but never finished it. I might go back to that one day. I never played 9 either. RPGs take a long time to work through. LOL. Hey, 11 Pie, are you? What the heck?
I already got rid of them.
Yeah, I don't know what the heck that was.
Yeah. But yes, hello, Lemon Pie. How are you?
Hey, 11 Pie. Anyway, like, that was weird.
Yep.
But hey, how are you doing, Frank?
Oh, I'm alive.
Yay!
That's good.
That's always a good sign.
Yeah.
Do you remember me now, Moira?
No, not at the moment.
Okay.
Well, how long has it been?
Like 5 years.
Oh.
Oh, that long.
Yeah, well, okay, so YouTube nuked all my stuff, and there was a lot of depression going on, and there was pill bottles involved. We're not gonna go into too much detail because YouTube might eat you, but there was a lot happening. Moira, Nurgle, Dodge, anything?
Do what now?
Do you remember Nurgle or Dodge or anything?
No.
Okay.
2019 is like a weird haze of like amnesia.
Too many mushrooms?
It's the medication.
First off, Raquel, how dare you? Secondly, no, I did not take mushrooms. Don't generally make you have memory loss. Usually, stress and depression actually can cause that.
Yeah,
actually, mushrooms, when especially taken not too much, but over a period of time at the right dose, can actually help rebuild the damage to the brain. So meow, motherfucker.
Don't hit the kitty. What was weird? What did I miss? Nothing. Just like, yeah.
Some strange person telling us to watch ourselves. I'm like,
it was just like a really strange comment. Like, I don't know what the heck that was about.
I'm like, I do wash.
Like, wash yourself. Like, what? What do you mean? Go wash yourself.
I don't know. Maybe they think we're dirty, I guess. I
don't know.
Well, you are, Moira. You're
well, I'm not that bad.
No, you're pretty bad.
Did you,
Miles?
Mr. Miles, no. Did you hang around some vaping circles on YouTube? No. I didn't hang out with.
No, Moira was the vaping circle.
I don't vape.
That's why it's funny.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Mr. Miles, I didn't keep up the consoles off my PS5. I had LC Tomb Raider, but I always had issues with the vertical and gapping jumping, so I just stopped playing. Oh, I did see they're putting in the free original Tomb Raider games on the PS5. The probably should be already available. Was it me? No, it wasn't. You're fine. Well, you showed up when I already was earlier. LOL. saver. LOL. She read PS as PS5. LOL.
Aw.
It did. Sorry.
I just read it as psst.
Yeah, I need to like. I know there's somewhere the controllers and the cables for the PS2. They're around somewhere. I just don't know where.
I'm really sad I can't get that bottom drawer open. Now I'm fascinated and want to know what's in there.
So
Like I
locked
said
it's
in the
just-
chat, get some fireworks and blow the damn thing open.
And this house is a tinderbox. I cannot do that.
Okay,
Do you
so
have,
then
Do you have something that you can jimmy?
Well, I was
open the
using what I
drawer?
had. I had that huge like I forget what kind of knife that is, but it looks almost like a machete. So I was using that, but I don't have another one. I need like two to dig my way in there.
no, you see what you do is you soak everything with water.
That's
and then,
first off, that's a terrible idea, especially
and
with
then you-
electronics in there.
well, it won't catch fire if it's soaked with water.
And besides, the top drawer is falling apart. That's part of the reason why I was having a hard time opening the top drawer, is because like the bottom is giving out.
PlayStation, Raquel. I never had a console after that, especially not the PS5. Gotcha.
Yeah, I gave up my PS4 when Sony decided to move everything from Japan to like San Francisco. And then all of a sudden games were getting banned left and right for the dumbest reasons. And I'm like, I'm out. Have fun.
Why in the world are they banning games?
There was a bunch of dumb reasons. I don't even remember all of them.
I remember let's see, it's a One Piece game. I remember that. Which one? Swimsuit.
Miles, I stopped all consoles when I found the glory of PC gaming.
Yeah, my daughter's barely touched her PS5 in a while. She's been playing League of Legends on her computer with her little friends. Somehow, my daughter managed to find that her school has an elective, esports, and she is killing it in League of Legends. And I'm like, and she's getting graded for it. And I'm like, you've got to be shitting. And they said that if she keeps up the good work, there's a chance of a scholarship. I'm like, you've got to be fucking kidding. What a time to be alive. When she's up there getting her,
but that's
giving her
scholarship.
acceptance speech, she can thank me because I started her out at 4 years old playing on my original Nintendo.
The problem is that scholarship probably going to end up taking her to like Korea or something, because that's where all like the pro gamers go, though.
Yikes! So
Right, I remember now. It was the One Piece World Secret video game. There's like a DLC mission called Secret Hot Springs. In the American version, you will not see that DLC mission because
There was like
apparently
some NSFW stuff in it, I think, and Sony
No,
was all
there
like,
was-
nope.
there was nothing any appropriate. It was just Nami and Robin in their bikini swimsuits. That was it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember now. American politics got injected into Sony. That's why I stopped playing.
And so you will not find that DLC mission and One Piece World Seeker because apparently Sony had a problem with it, with Nami and Robin in their swimsuits. So the only way to get that DLC mission is get it overseas. Unfortunately.
I think the last PlayStation game I played was Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah, more some of those ultimate meds are good for you in correct doses. I'm in a clinical right now.
even the clinical trials with it.
Okay. I stopped all
Oh crap, that's a name I
consoles
haven't seen in a long time. Transcendent Cthulhu.
when I found the glory of. I stopped all consoles when I found the glory of PC gaming. PC gaming can do it all. Just ignore us. We are being crazy as well. Video games are a course in schools now.
Well, they're not teaching anything else.
Yeah.
It may as well be video games.
I haven't had a PC in 12 years and a laptop in 8. If I wasn't poor, I settled for a decent laptop. I'm not really a gamer. Aww. Oh no, bikinis. Think of the children. What? Wait a minute. What happened to the parental ratings? Because I remember, like, if you go to the video game store, if anything was like, above PG-13, like, you had to have your parent to come in and buy the game for you.
Right.
Whatever happened to that?
Parents aren't a thing anymore.
Apparently not.
A couple of my mutuals are mothers on Twitter. Yeah, I got back on Twitter again. That's a great idea for someone with bipolar disorder and everything else. I got back on Twitter, and a couple of my mutuals, this is kind of where I was going. So I'm making a point. Don't worry, I'm making a point. Have been dealing with CPS lately. And even though
horrible.
they're decent. What's that?
I hate fucking child services. I fucking hate those people.
Yeah, so I'll come back to this in a second here, but they're dealing with CPS right now, and it doesn't matter if you're a good parent or not, if the house is, in a decent shape or not, they don't care. The government just wants you. Once you're on their radar, that's it. You're done. They're going to do
They like to
everything in their
traffic
power.
kids.
Huh?
Hold on a second. Let me put this up. Let me get back in front of the
Like
microphone.
how South Park.
Yeah, they're pretty much
concerned.
they pretty much traffic kids is what they do. They make
No, they
tons of
do.
money.
Just like how,
Okay.
how South Park games are concerned, and most versions only Steam has it in full. Yeah. Like Milton has been playing one of the South Park games. What was it? I believe it was oh shoot, what was it?
Stick of Truth.
No, what's a Stick of Truth? South Park. Yeah. Oh, you're correct. It was the Stick of Truth. Never mind, Frank.
Yeah, because that's the most recent thing I can think of.
And then in South Park, The Fractured But Whole. Yep, I think those are the two South Park games he's playing. He's like, come and play with me. I'm like, I don't have the game, and plus, it's not something I would watch.
It's a single player game too, so.
Yeah, I don't really watch Family Guy, American Dad, Futurama, or South Park. It's just not really
Weirdo.
my type of entertainment.
But yeah, Moira, one of the things that I dealt with as a kid was I went through the CPS system as a kid. So I could give you everything from that perspective. And not to derail this conversation or anything, but I would love to meet the guy who invented the CPS system and see the most horrible things happen to him. Then the people who work for the CPS system, I'd like to see twice that happen to those agents.
Amen.
And the people who call
for
CPS,
no good reason.
Just in general, I'm making a blanket generalization
But
here.
the ones that do it for no reason is extra bad.
Specifically the ones, but in general, yes. The people who call CPS, I would love to see the worst things done to them infinitely over and over again.
Right?
Last case says, "Hello, Frank Shandor. Sorry for taking so long to say hi. Had to turn chat off and rotate screen to read your name on my phone." Oh, you're on your phone. Okay.
Well, thank you for saying hi, Sons of K. I appreciate it.
Yeah. So, have you been in any recent video games lately, Frank?
I've been playing Pal World. I've been playing Pal World. I fucking love it. Sorry if we're not swearing, if it's not allowed, but I love it.
No,
I
swearing
love that
is
game.
swearing is fine.
I love
The only
it.
rule I have here is we don't talk politics.
Yeah, no, I'm not trying to. I'm not trying to. Believe me, it's the last thing I want.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been playing Pal World.
Our World? I never heard of that.
It's a
Our
new game on.
world.
It's a newer game on Steam. People are calling it Pokemon with guns.
Oh yeah, I read something on that on I was think on Twitter. Hold on, let me pull it up.
Yeah, so there's drama right now with it, and I'm just gonna let you in on the drama. It's basically, this is from what I'm seeing as an observer. Basically, the drama going on right now is that there are a bunch of Pokemon fanatics. Like, we're talking fanatic in the worst sense of the word. Like, not someone who just kind of passively enjoys a thing. We're talking people who live and die by Pokemon.
Oh Lord.
And they have been some of the worst interactions I've seen coming out of this thing against the devs, death threats and everything else against the devs who made this game. And I am very I originally bought the game because I wanted to just support the devs because they're a small team. They're just a small dev studio, and I think this is their first game. I'm not entirely sure. I could be wrong, but let me
Here it
take a look.
is. I followed this profile called Dexter
Dextro.
TO. Yeah, it says this is like 17 hours ago. The Pokemon company is been investigating Pal World. The Pokemon company stated we have not granted any permission for the use of Pokemon intellectual properties or assets in that game.
Correct. Yeah, so there aren't any Pokemon assets in there. There's not a single Pokemon asset. There are things that look very Pokemon-esque, but there are also things that look very like Ark. There are also things that
You
look
gotta be
kind of
kidding me. PETA has
like
issued a statement and addressing animal cruelty in Pal World.
yeah,
for
don't
fuck's
do it.
sake.
Don't do it. Do not go down this rabbit hole. Don't do it to yourself. Please, I'm begging you, do not do it to yourself.
Like, what is a video game animal? What the? It's not a real animal. It's a video game character.
Pocket Pair. Okay, let's see. What else did Pocket Pair make? Okay, yeah, this is their first game. Wait. No, it's not. Let's see. They have AI Art Imposter, Craftopia, Over Dungeon, and Pal World. They also have an upcoming title called Nevergrave, a Metroidvania roguelite where you journey with the aid of a cursed hat. Use a variety of magic or possess your enemies to reach the lowest levels.
What?
Bring back loot,
Do you say
build new
hat
facilities.
or
What?
cat? Do you say hat or cat?
Hat, like in Mario
Hat.
Odyssey.
Hat. Okay.
Build new facilities in your village, make a living, and strengthen yourself for the next battle. Supports up to 4-player multiplayer.
All right. Just like how the South Park games are concerned, in most versions, only Steam has it in full. With the chat open, the Steam is only in the top quarter of the. With the chat open, the stream is only in the top quarter of screen. Names are so bad to read. I gotcha. Yeah. Cruelty, game animals. Ha 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 ha. Whatever is next.
So PETA hasn't come out against the game. From what I've read, they haven't come out against the game. They have, however, released a how to be vegan in the game.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Okay.
They've released a vegan guide.
All right.
Yeah. Take that as you will.
The PETA rabbit hole never ends. Yay! Frogger was a video game. Was an animal. One thing I'll say on this: PETA puts down more animals than any other entity on Earth. They are more of a menace than any good they claim to do. Ew.
They've killed more animals than any animal rights activist group.
Anywho,
we're slowly sliding toward the political stuff.
yeah, let's steer away from it. Like,
and-
hey Frank, have you heard about the Indiana Jones and the Great Circle?
the
Does
new
that
video game.
yes?
Yes, I have heard of it. I'm probably not going to play it. I'm not a big fan of Indiana Jones. It was
Right,
okay when
but
I was a kid. Go ahead.
does it seem to you that the title is just too generic for Indiana Jones title?
No, it seems about right. I mean, all Indiana Jones titles have been kind of like Temple of the Crystal Skull, and I don't know what Dan Aykroyd and vodka have to do with it, but okay. There's the Temple of Doom. That's like probably the most generic title you can get. But yeah, I'd say it's about on track.
Hmm. All right.
I'd say it's about on track. I mean, it looks cool. I mean, if I were into Indiana Jones, that would probably be the game I would want.
Who's voicing Indiana Jones? Is it
AI.
well, maybe.
No,
But
it is. It's definitely AI.
someone
So
said
what
it was.
happened? Huh?
Someone said it was Troy Baker.
Troy Baker provided a sound sampling, and they're doing a lot of like so this is a weird one. All right, I'm gonna try and be as concise as possible. I could get this wrong, so if anyone in the chat, if you think I got this wrong, please let me know. But this is my understanding of it. My understanding of it is that Troy Baker does the voicing for the cutscenes.
You
And
mean provides the voiceover work for the character? You mean
for the cutscenes for the character.
right?
But AI takes over and does random like one-liners throughout the game as you play.
Mm-hmm. Well, I wanted to touch on this a little bit since you're here, Frank. Since
Yeah.
we're both anime lovers.
Uh-oh.
So you've been like, for example, Dragon Maid. There's been rumblings with this for a while now that localizers from anime most likely will lose their jobs because AI is getting into the mix. Because some of these localizers, aka JD Marchi, and maybe a few others, have been abusing their power with their jobs. Like for instance, Dragon Maid has when you're adapting a show that is from overseas, you want that show to be exactly as it should be from overseas here in America. But some of these localizers like to input their own influence or patriarchy in those dialogues. And that is just such a fu to the fans who love this um genre, because we wanted to get the most possibly accurate representation from the story that we're getting from overseas. And people are saying, like, well, you did it yourself. No one's gonna feel sorry for you for losing your job because you weren't doing your job in the first place. What are your thoughts on that, Frank?
So, like you said, I like anime. I watch quite a bit of it, actually. 90% of what I watch, if not entirely of all of what I watch, save for like rewatching American TV. Like I do rewatch it from time to time. Right now I'm rewatching House, but like 90 to 100% of what I watch almost all the time is anime. And the problem with localizers, one in particular, Monica Real in particular, have been doing this for the last, I don't know, 10 years, easily the last 10 years. And it started in 2016. It started in an election year, and I'm going to stay as far away from politics as possible, but it needs to be brought up to kind of not frame, but to kind of put it into perspective. This has been ongoing for a while. So, before I continue, I want to address something Saber says here. Doom Scroll, dub is almost always bad. Not really. The dub can be good. The dub can be good, and a lot of the shows I have watched, the dub is half decent. But again, a lot of it started in 2016, especially with Monica Real, who started changing stuff to fit her own agenda, to fit her own narrative, because she's an activist. And the problem is an activist never stops being an activist. It would be the same if an activist of another persuasion came in to do something different. So it's been an ongoing problem for the last 10 years easily. And I'm not a fan of how it's been going in terms of the dub. There are a few dubs that stay as true as possible, and it's usually the stuff that isn't dubbed by Funimation or by Viz that have been doing well. The whole AI thing coming in. Now, there's two problems with the AI thing.
Right.
The first problem is that there's a Supreme Court ruling that states that anything that a large language model or a generative adversarial network, machine learning models in general, and machine learning models outputting certain works aren't covered by copyright law. Which means if these companies do want to go the route of dubbing everything in AI, fine, sure, go for it. But you don't own the copyright to those dubs anymore because they're generated by a computer and not by a human being. There's no artistry involved, therefore there's no you can't copyright something because there's no artist. It's a computer. So that's the first problem. The second problem is that no one's going to buy it when a computer takes over because there's no reason to buy it. There's no reason to pay for it because they're not paying employees to do it. So I think this is going to be a problem, yes, but I think it's going to be a problem that corrects itself. And these companies are going to see, okay, well, we've gone as far as we can go, and we're not going to be able to push our agenda anymore because this AI thing isn't making us money because it can't because of the Supreme Court ruling. And we can't make any money off of it because it's not selling. So it's gonna end up correcting itself. I think the people that should be the most worried about it are the people who think it's a good idea to go ahead and put this generative stuff in here, into anime, into everything, actually.
Right. Like here's the difference between sub and dub in terms of Funimation, in terms of this particular show called Dragon Maid. In the sub, you have this female character Toru asking the main character, "What's with the outfit?" And the character Luko says, "Everyone was always saying something to me, so I tried toning down the exposure. How is it?" In the dub, which was inputted by Jamie Markey, it says in the dub, "What are you wearing that for?" The main character says, "Oh, these pexy patriarchal patriarchal. Right, help me out here.
I can't see the word.
Oh, these pesky patriarchal, sorry, societal demands were getting on my nerves, so I changed clothes. So she
Patriarchal.
patriarchal, thank you.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
those pesky patriarchal societal demands were getting on my nerves, so I changed my clothes. So she changed the the dialogue
Yeah.
from, well, like, that's like, so she changed the dialogue that didn't wasn't to be there in the first place. She put into her own uh propaganda and her own class translation into there.
No, yeah, and she's openly admitted it, and
Mhm.
there others who have changed dialogue has openly admitted it, and they said, "Yeah, what are you going to do about it?" And then sales of that particular IP tanked, and so none of the product, none of the merchandise or anything came to the US, and there weren't any US distributors, so they had to stop doing the one thing like Dragon made. Dragon made had some stuff that were changed.
Yeah,
Um
like she inputted her own dialogue that was patriarchy, that wasn't true
yeah.
to the sub dialogue, or true to the creator of this manga slash show. It's a disservice to the creator and to the fans, um, that you doing this. It's not right, in my opinion. I definitely, in my opinion, there should be repercussions with people that are doing this. Um, it's just
Well, the
like really f you,
repercussions.
to the fans who love the show, who love this genre of entertainment. And people were like going around saying, since AI is coming into the mix, taking over of um the localization or localizers, people are saying, like, if you put your soul, we're not going to feel bad for you when you lose your job.
Yeah, so I'm basically going to have to sit in that camp myself because I'm not going to feel bad for someone destroying art.
Right.
Um and basically everything that's put to film, everything that's, um that's put in writing is some form of art, whether or not you want to, admit it, whether or not you see it that way, it is that way, and that's, the hill I'll die on. And I'm not going to feel bad. Here's an example. PETA walks in and splashes red paint on people at an art, at an art gala, because they're wearing faux, a faux fur jacket, right? The fur jacket itself is fake. Everyone knows it's fake. It's a very obvious fake. The fibers look plasticky, and you can tell from a mile away that it's not real fur. And yet this activist will go in and they'll spread the paint, and they'll chuck a big bucket full on this person, not only potentially injuring the person, but also, surprise, some of it got on the $150,000 painting behind the person, so I'll never feel bad for someone getting their just desserts when they do something like that. I know
Mhm.
that was a bit of a stretch. I apologize for the stretch, but to me, it's about the same. It's about the same as someone just blatantly throwing paint wherever they feel like it, in an attempt to, to make a point. Um, and I guess I guess that's where I'm sitting, is I'm not going to feel bad about the individual, and the repercussions of it. They're already feeling the repercussions of it. They
Agreed. Like, for instance, I imagine a lot of creators of this genre from Japan are not really happy about their story being changed like this. Um,
I'm not so
I,
sure that's the case. Because a lot of anime, and I didn't want to bring this up. but there are some animes that are importing this this kind of activism into things, and I don't know, we're kind of getting down this rabbit hole again. I guess it's unavoidable, but there are production companies in Japan and even in China who are importing this, whether or not they actually believe it, and they are importing these activist talking points. And I'm not so sure I like it. I was watching this show called Shy. It's about a female superhero who is shy, and her name is Shy. That's the name she takes for herself. She's like a magical girl or something, and it's kind of a convoluted plot and everything, but the long story short version is the problem with Shy was I'm about halfway in. Okay, I'm about halfway into the show and I'm really digging it. And it is a bludgeon. It is a very, very blunt force tool they use on this particular thing. The main character meets another character who happens to be kind of feminine, kind of emasculate. And it's a boy. She doesn't realize that this character is a boy, and she goes and she says something to the extent of, "Oh, well, it's not like you're a guy or anything." And there is a third character. They're all in this helicopter, right? And that's why they're having this conversation. But they go, "Oh," the one character goes, "Oh, you shouldn't assume anyone's gender." And at that point, I'm like, I lost interest because it is the exact same talking point that activists tend to go down. And yeah, okay, I get it. But instead of you being upset on behalf of this other person, maybe this other person could have just said, "Hey, no, I'm actually a guy," instead of making it into a big production. And it just didn't sit well with me the way the scene was written. There's
Fair
also
enough.
another show I was watching called I'm in Love with the Villainess, and I got to maybe episode 3 or 4, I forget what it was, and they're sitting down and they're having a discussion at lunch, and the one person, it's an isekai story, so if you feel like watching it, it's an isekai romantic comedy where this girl is reincarnated into one of her video games and she falls in love with the main character, and there's this whole it's a thing, and I won't get into it, but you can check it out. It's called I'm in Love with the Villainess.
Okay.
And they're all sitting at the table and they're like, "Hey, this one, it's an all-girl school apparently, so this one girl asked the main character, 'Hey, are you what they call gay?'" And I'm just like scratching my head going, it was just a really poorly written. I don't know if that was just the dub that I had watched or if it was in the original Japanese, but it was just something that really turned me off. It felt disingenuous. And there's a way to have these conversations in shows. There's the way to present these things in shows where it's not um like a 90s TV sitcom that do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I get you.
Where
Yeah.
like the whole like back in the 90s, I don't know if anyone in chat has seen any of these shows back in the 90s, at least in the US, where they would do these really heavy-handed episodes on like drugs or alcohol abuse.
Yes.
Moira knows what I'm talking about. Like in Full House, there was that episode where
Yeah.
Saved by
Katie
the Bell,
Gibbler.
which had
Saved by the
caffeine.
Bell. Yeah.
Yeah.
Roseanne, for example.
Yeah, but there was this one episode I remember vividly from from Full House. Kimmy Giddler went to a party and she got drunk, and DJ had to like carry her home, and then the entire episode was just a beat over the head preach fest on why alcohol is bad, which it screwed up a lot of people in our generation. And then you had shows like Dinosaurs, which overall was a really good show, but there was an episode where everybody was getting high eating these leaves, and it was just a really super preachy show. And at the very end, it got worse because it was like, well, hey, if you or somebody, you know, and I'm like, oh, we get it, dude. We sat here for the last 45 minutes, hour-long show with you beating us in the face with this. You didn't have to, go over the edge. And then you had, the 80s too. Yeah. So you had things like like the Ninja Turtles talk about how like drugs were bad. And I had a lot of friends who weren't allowed to watch Ninja Turtles after a Ninja Turtle PSA on why drugs are bad.
Dang.
There was Pee Wee Herman talking about crack, if anyone remembers that. He's got a little vial of crack, and he goes, this is crack cocaine, and he's telling people what it does to your body. And it was some of the just weirdest, it was the weirdest time for anything, and it was the preachiest stuff. And I thought we moved away from that. I really did. The early 2000s, we started to get it. We started to get that maybe being preachy and beating people over the head with your messaging was a bad idea, that maybe we could do things with a little more subtlety and a little touch, here and there.
All right, I agree with you.
Sorry, I went off on a tirade, but the point is that the pendulum is swung so hard the other way, but it's still an issue, and it always has been an issue.
Mm-hmm.
The whole
It in my opinion, I know the AI is going to be a little off, like, in terms of the localization. But I'm like, so what? If we're like getting accurate dialogue, I'm all for it. Then rather have these unfriendly people
there's only I'm
changing the
sorry
dialogue.
I'm sorry to cut you off, Raquel.
No worries.
I think the point that I wanted to make is that there's no good reason to change dialogue. There's no
Right.
there's no good reason to be preachy with your messaging.
Right.
You know what? I take that back. There is only one good reason to change dialogue, and that is if it's a joke that doesn't work in English or doesn't work
Fair enough.
in another country. Like,
Right.
I'm pretty sure there would be jokes in Canada that Americans wouldn't get, even though we speak the same language and share a border and share a continent. I'm pretty sure there's something in Canada that just because of the way Canada works, we wouldn't get in America. So if they had changed a line or a scene or something to reflect that difference, I think that's acceptable.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the only reason. That's the only way it's acceptable, in my opinion.
Like, I really thought about this for a while. I'm like, I'm not happy about these localizers. Some of them, they're bad or changing the dialogues for their own nefarious purposes. Like, so I'm all for it to have AI doing these translations. Am I happy about it? No. It's not gonna be exactly perfect at the end of the day, but at the end of the day, you're still getting the accurate dialogue than these bad localizers are doing by inserting their patriarchy into the dialogue.
Yeah, I don't agree with the politicization of anime. I don't agree with the politicization of anything. I think
No.
it's in bad taste. I think it's in bad faith.
Yeah.
There was something here last Son of K said. Also kill traditional cartoon shows like in the 70s and 80s Saturday morning cartoons because of education and information movement in Congress. That was largely done because of a mothers group, and there was this big parent group, but it was mostly mothers who got together and said, "Hey, we need a law on the books that protects children and make sure that they're learning something educational in these ultra violent cartoons and this, that, and the other thing." And there were kind of a lot of ultra violent cartoons happening in the 80s, in the 70s. There was Voltron, which was an import from Japan. It started in the 70s. It came here in the late 70s, early 80s. And just a lot of shows that where the parents wanted more for their children. However, those parents, and this is the problem and why those shows are like that. I think Moira and I are on the same page when I say this. So if I speak out of turn on your behalf, Moira, please feel free to just tell me to shut the hell up and I don't know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
But I think you and I are pretty close in age group. I think we're both part of the quote unquote zillennials, where we're like right at the tail end of the too late to be Gen X, but too early to be millennials.
I think I'm on the cusp, I think.
Yeah.
I was born in 81.
Yeah, so you're definitely in that same age bracket as I am, where we're too late for millennials or too early for millennials, too late for Gen X. And the thing is that yes, Gen X were latchkey kids, but we in that weird period between Gen X and millennial, we were like the super latchkey generation, and because of it, our parents wanted us to have better opportunities. And how do we have better opportunities? 24/7 education. And how are we going to get 24/7 education? Well, it's got to be TV, because both mom and dad are at work, and it's not like these kids are going to go out and have sports, because we're too broke to afford those sports, because we have to work our asses off so the kids can have something to eat in the morning.
Oh, because I knew they just played sports outside with their friends.
Yeah, or that. And every time they lost the football, they'd get chastised for it because the football was too expensive.
Some of the kids did.
Some of the kids did, yeah. I can't. I remember every time I lost a frisbee over the goddamn house. No matter what foster home, no matter
I
what group
started
home I
getting
was
talking
staying
to
in.
about the third frisbee ended up on the roof or in a tree. That's the third one. My dad's like, "You've got to stop throwing it near these, okay?"
That's the third time this week. Okay?
Pizza discs.
Huh?
Pizza discs. Death discs.
So yeah, a lot of the problem was because of the latchkey and the ultra latchkey kids, the kids that were by themselves going home, the kids that didn't really have many friends. A lot of us didn't have many friends because we had to come straight home because we didn't know when the parents were coming home. The parents didn't know when the parents were coming home. So the only thing we had was TV. It was the babysitter. It was the mom. It was the dad. And so the reason all of from the 70s, 80s, 90s, all of that was because of the parents going, "Hey, watch our kids for us, TV. Oh, and government, you need to do it too because we can't be bothered."
Mhm.
And I forgot why this tirade happened, but
No worries. But well, I have no problem with AI translating the dialogue. I'm all for it. As long as it gets the bad translators, they're inserting their patriarchy stuff into the
It
dialogue.
won't.
I'm all for it.
I'm sorry. No, but that won't be the way we get rid of activism in translation. It won't be the way. And that's because they're still, in order to comply with the whole federal government saying generated stuff isn't copyrightable, they're still going to have a human there to edit and go over the script that these language models generate.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's still going to have to be some human intervention, and there
Well,
will
yeah.
still be maybe one or two people at these production houses that go, oh, you know what, I don't like the way that sounds, I'm going to change it. And it's just unfortunately the way it's going to be, until these production houses go out of business.
Mm.
Which would be, it's sad, but it's happening. Like, Funimation is losing money hand over fist.
Well,
They
Funimation
can't,
is like part of Crunchyroll now. They don't even exist anymore.
and Crunchyroll is owned by Disney, and
Mm.
Crunchyroll isn't bringing in any money right now. And sorry, my computer is spinning up a little bit hotter for some reason, but Crunchyroll isn't bringing in any money right now, and Funimation isn't providing a benefit to Crunchyroll. And because Disney owns Crunchyroll and Funimation, Disney's going to see that, and they're going to start, cutting the fat. They've already done it with their own stuff. It's not unthinkable to go, oh, well, we had this show on for 6 weeks. It did horribly. No one watched it. We're going to take it off the air. Where else can we cut the fat? Let's look at some of our other holdings, and they're going to look at Crunchyroll, they're going to look at Funimation, and they're going to look at the money going in and the money going out, and it's gonna go. It's either gonna be sold off to Netflix, who will gladly slurp it up, because apparently, even though Netflix is losing money, they're doing really well for themselves. I don't know how that works, but it's going to come to a tipping point, and Crunchyroll, Funimation, not going to be a thing in the next 10 years.
You're probably right on that, but then where are we going to get the dub anime from if Crunchyroll goes down?
We'll just go back to where we used to get our dubs from, fan dubs. I'm all for fan dubs. In fact, I was talking to, and it's probably not going to happen because Doku's busy, but I was talking to Doku. I'm like, hey, we're thinking about doing a fan dub thing. And while that would have been fun to do, it just, it's not in the cards for me right now because of other things, but it would have, that's where we used to get it. We used to get our anime from fan dubs and from fan subs. I'll be fine going back to those days. I lived in those days. I lived in the days where I had to go to a guy that I knew who imported stuff from Japan on VHSs and use a TCR machine to hard code. I actually went over sometimes to watch him do it. And this guy went to the same school with him, and this guy would sit there for hours hard coding subtitles onto a VHS from another VHS and a type prompt machine. Like, he had to sit there and literally type out what was going on, print it onto the screen, make sure that it was synced up with the other tape, and it was some of the wildest crap I'd ever seen. And we're just going to have to go back to those days, and I'll be fine with that.
Well, hopefully, some other company will pop up and take the reins, I guess. But it remains to be seen. But let me get back to the chat here. As for shows, art and struggling on a way through Echo, and Good Omens season 1 and Prime. Troy is everyone, LOL. Dub is almost always bad. Not always, just sometimes. Enjoy House of MD. Final season's okay, but I thought the final was great. I like dub so long as accurate. I don't care about goofy voice acting. It adds to the fun for me. Agreed. Well, if this AARP card carrying number has to get his belt. Betty, rest. Later, ladies. Have a good night, PK Dan. And BTW 50 is a AARP available. Anything Vic Mignogna had dubbed is good. Agreed. Unfortunately, other members like Riel has so corrupted the original intent of the anime, has all but destroyed the dub industry in the US. Maybe some of it, but not all. Vic Mignogna still gets fans that line up for blocks for days at the cons that don't cave and invite him. For the work he did on the animes they love. Riel gets like 5 people that show for her because of her BS. 80s too, every popular sitcom had to do an episode like that because of their reach. Also, kill the traditional cartoon shows like 70s and 80s Saturday morning cartoons because of the educational and informative, i.e. movements in Congress. Things just can't be fun. It must be educated. Sometimes, not all the time. Yeah, Gen X here. Have a decade on you. TV became the babysitter in the late 80s. Mine was the last generation that was allowed to go out and play until the street lights come on.
Yeah, I had a little bit of that. Not a whole lot. I lived in that really weird transition time where so before I went into foster care and before all that happened, there was a time I lived with my dad, and my dad would send me down to the store to get him a pack of smokes. Then, out of the blue one day, I go down and I go down to get him his smokes, and I'm like, hey, my dad wants some cigarettes. And they're like, we can't do it. Sorry, there's a new law. Won't let us do it. And I'm like, but I have this note from my dad. And they're like, yeah, but if we sell to you, we'll get a fine. And I didn't understand any of this as a kid. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So I went back to the house. I'm like, they didn't let me do it because, there's a new law. So you're going to have to do it yourself. So my dad had to get dressed, walk down to the corner store. It was like 2 blocks away, and get it himself. That was a really weird transitional time.
Yeah, but I like that's okay. I can relate because in the early 90s I was one of those kids as with my rest of my 3 siblings. We would sometimes go out and play outside until the sun goes down. So I definitely can relate to that. But yeah, let's see. It's like almost midnight here. I have to get going because I have to get up early in the morning. Before we go, I want to say thank you to everyone being here. BK Dan, Last Son of K, Shifty Gizm, Rough Girl, Angela Curates, Transcendent Cthulhu or Cosmic, Big Steve, Hannah Wannabe, Saber for Doom Squirrel, Night City Crafts, aka Frank Shander. Thank you for coming over.
Not a problem. I feel like I took over the whole thing. I'm sorry.
No. You're fine. No, fine. Mikey Sue's 4, Mr. Miles, Lemon Pie, and yep, that's pretty much it. I hope I didn't forget anyone. If I did, I'm so sorry. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Also this weekend I'll be getting back into Gotham Knights and Hogwarts Legacy on my gaming channel. Please do check me out on there, and there is the link for my channel, for my gaming channel. Yeah, so please check me out on there. Last on the case says I bought 6 from the vending machine for my mom before they changed the law.
Oh, cigarette vending machine. Yo. Put money in and pull the little thing.
I don't see those anymore. Like
I know. Last place
A
I
lot of
saw one
them-
was at a bar just down the road from me. It's
A lot of
old
them got
dirt.
converted into like chip dispensers because you could put like bags of chips in there, like small bags of chips and cookies in there.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Thanks for telling Moira and Frank your stream and chat. Yes, thank you everyone for coming over. Don't forget to check my gaming channel out. Hey Frank, do you want to show out anything on your channel?
Yeah, sure. So I do on occasion do YouTube stuff. I haven't really fully committed to doing YouTube again. But if you want to check me out on YouTube, I do dumb things. Just dumb. I make dumb things. That's Night City Crafts, where I'll do like little gaming projects here and there. And I do. I don't know. Hang on. Let me give.
I
Let me.
have your link over right below the screen. So check out Frank's channel, Night City Crafts. There's
Okay,
a link
yep.
for you guys.
So that was my YouTube stuff. If you want to get in on it, you can check me out there. And I do gaming now. I've been streaming on Twitch for I don't know the past couple of weeks now. And I'm doing a variety of stuff. So if you want to hang out and check me out there, it is Jetvex, JETTVEX on Twitch.
Jetvex.
Yep, one word.
Jet VEX.
Yep.
Doesn't come up for me.
Hang on, let me Discord you.
I don't know why Twitch is like that.
Oh, I forgot the slashes. Okay. There you go. Sent. You should check your Discord.
Found it.
I'm upset Moira doesn't remember me, but it's okay. It has been like half a decade, so I won't hold it against you, Moira.
Nuki, shut up. Sorry. Nuki, she's going through a tough time right now.
All right, there's his Twitch. You can find him playing video games on. Cigarette vending machines are illegal in most states now because of 21 age ID law.
Yeah, I think I think that's a dumb thing they push through, but because you got to be 18 to serve in the military, right? You can't be 21 to serve in the military.
You gotta be 21. You gotta be 21 to drink alcohol.
Yeah, so we can send our young men overseas to like fight and die for their country at the age of 18, but they can't go have. Yeah, okay.
Mom smoked parliaments, and there were 75 cents in the vending machine. Yeah, that's way back in the day. They don't cost like 75 cents now in a vending machine.
No, it's like $75 a pack.
Damn. Anywho, thanks for everyone dropping on by. I will see you this weekend on my gaming channel. There's the link for my gaming channel right there. Also, please check out Frank Shandor's YouTube channel, Night City Graphs, and his Twitch channel.
I appreciate the shout out,
Jet
Raquel.
Effects. Oh, you're welcome. And with that, y'all, I am gonna get out of here so I can get some sleep and get ready for the morning.
I
So,
feel so nothing.
So we'll catch you guys later. Good night,
Good night.
y'all.
Yeah.
If this is your first time being here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. You can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram at RaquelSSG2211. Catch you later.